The antidote to suffering in the modern world. Everything we can do to calm our nervous systems, immune systems, inflammation, stressful emotional states, and anxious thoughts, to address unhealthy relationships, to restore a sense of internal and external safety, and to send the message to our biology that the war is over. Identify and remove ourselves from as many stressors as possible. Prioritize sleep, rest, and relaxation. Minimize use of and exposure to non-natural chemicals and chemical products. Remove inflammatory, highly processed, and artificial foods from diet. Restore healthy patterns of breathing from the diaphragm and through the nose. Address, restore, and maintain fascia health. Hydrate extremely well. Address constipation. Clear lymph nodes. Cultivate a daily meditative practice, whether meditation, hypnotherapy, or art therapy, anything which gives our minds a break from verbose, busy, and anxious thoughts. Reconnect body and brain through daily movement and dance. Spend time in nature. Appropriately stimulate the ventral vagus complex and social engagement functions of the nervous system. Synchronize brain hemispheres, rebalance brain by cultivating the right brain's embodied, connected, big picture present way of attending. Attend to ruptures in interpersonal relationships, past and present, and identify and avoid toxic people. Practice gratitude, forgiveness, kindness, and compassion. Seek to let go of chronic anger and hate, and try not to engage in judging, blaming, and shaming others. Improve relationship with food and meal times through how, where, and when we eat, not just what we eat. Determine, by trial and error if necessary, our personal responses to food and find our own personalized optimal health-giving foods and food sensitivities. Address trauma with appropriate therapies. Engage in personal development and cultivate a growth mindset. Reject the medical institutionalized narrative which uses the language of war, such as battling the disease, and instead focus on making peace inside and out. Stay curious and playful. Maximize joy and pleasure in life. Focus on what the suffering has to teach us, and not on the suffering itself. Avoid consuming the news agenda. Don't watch horror films and thrillers. Instead, cultivate an enjoyment of and appreciation for comedy and romance. Don't totally abdicate the responsibility of our own health to experts, but instead learn as much as possible about how our own bodies and minds work. Seek to gain as much agency to act independently and make free choices as possible. Understand that perfectionism and trying to control everything comes with great cost. Develop our sense of having a right to be, the knowledge that we are enough as we are, and that we have no points to prove. Cultivate a sense that life is purposeful. Although this may seem like a tall order, these all support one another, and there are many positive feedback loops and virtuous circles. Think of it as a menu of choices to pick from, and that not all need to be pursued simultaneously. So we start with the lowest hanging fruit for us, and this will help open up and make some of the other options easier to incorporate. None of these suggestions are individually particularly onerous or consuming of large amounts of time per day. It is more about taking a long-term view of changing the habits of a lifetime, repatterning ingrained unhealthy behaviors, and removing ourselves from toxic environments, relationships, and situations, thereby decreasing our exposures to as many risk factors for worsening health.